Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Dear White People, Volume 2, Chapter 4. So, full spoilers for the episode, as always. Wasn't that bad. It was good enough.
Sure.
I'm
Do
leveling
better
with
next
you.
time.
We're recording this at the end of a five. This is the fifth review in a row that we've recorded back to back because we missed a day. We're having to catch up. Like, mistakes will be made, right? Mistakes will be made. I'm saying it now. So this was a Coco episode, not your Troy episode, which you've been banking on for like 3 episodes now.
I was, yeah.
But episode 2 is going to be Troy. No, it's not. Episode 3 is going to be Troy. No, it wasn't. Episode 4 is going to be Troy. No, it wasn't. Do you want to put down money on 5? Yeah. you want?
I mean, I've got no one else to guess, so I might as well.
Uh, it could be Joe. Joe could get an episode.
It could be. No, it didn't really set up anyone in this one though to have
I
their
didn't
episode
know.
next.
Which is why Troy is primed.
We got all that previously there, just waiting to be jumped on.
But he does have a prominent couple of scenes in this one, though. Because this is all about Coco. It's about her fitting in. It's about her being the white whisperer, as they put it, which was amusing.
Yes.
The white roommates of AP coming to her for advice, and are they being racist by disputing X thing with their black roommate? That was a big theme of the episode. But yeah, so she's done all that, and the episode is largely actually about her being pregnant. That is ultimately where it goes. And we find out that she's actually now rooming with. We now know her name. Dog lady is now officially Kelsey.
Someone has stole the dog.
Someone's still. Well, we knew that.
Yeah, I know, but the way she talks about it is, oh, it was a hate crime.
Oh, sure.
Like
Yeah.
the way she goes on about it was cracking me up.
Yeah. Yeah, she won't shut up about it. But so we see that she's a roommate now, and she actually just guesses she's pregnant because you hate red licorice. You said it was, what was it? It was like plastic something or something else.
It was something really stupid, yeah.
And she's like, oh no, and she finds the test, and I love the camera work here. They did a little fun thing with the editing where they did these close-ups, extreme close-ups of the eyes as she's like thinking about it, and she's like onto her. It's almost like the really intense version of like in Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry David would like think someone's like guilty of something, and he goes up really close and like looks in their eyes. It was this like intense like close-ups to the eyes, and then they both like go for the garbage as
Yeah,
she finds
it
finds
was
the
more
test.
the shot of the standoff before the duel.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's another way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking at it more from the trying to like she knows she's hiding this.
yeah,
But that was good fun, and it then largely becomes about her, and then about her choice, what she wants to do with said pregnancy. She tries to speak to Troy, but Troy is a complete mess right now. Like she goes over to his room, and he's just got clothes everywhere. He's constantly on drugs and getting drunk. He's just not in the place to be having this conversation.
which is why we need a Troy episode. Although
And
now I've said that, it's almost certainly not next.
yes, and she ends up not telling him, and she kind of chickens out, and she continues with the meetings. There's some fun stuff with Joe, like making fun of the assistant guy of the group, who like she Coco's bossing him around, and Joe's like, oh, did she give you her balls back at the end of these meetings, or does she keep them in a little purse?
Yeah,
And at the end, like, oh, she keeps them then, because Coco like storms off and says, nah, don't you do anything without me, David.
she's doing some political scheming to set herself up in this group.
Yeah, no, she is. Her and her friend, that's kind of what their goal is. And they actually end up not getting accepted, and they're kind of pissed about it at one point. And but I mean, obviously, all of this is kind of almost noise, and it's obviously setting up things for elsewhere in the season, because they're talking about bringing this celebrity to the campus to like sort of speak out and for what's going on, and Sam wants to do it, and then we also get this fake email that was read out on the white supremacist, I'm just going to call it that, radio show,
Yeah,
where they're like, oh hey, it's like, oh, it's meant to be like, Sam to Coco, talking about, oh hey, how about we smash the window? Troy can smash the window, and we'll set fire to the other house, and we'll blame it on the whiteys, and like they're like, oh yeah, like first of all, and she's like, I'm not no one's minion, never mind Sam, and Sam's like, no, I like that part, that part was okay.
yeah,
Rest of it not so much, but that
yeah.
part was okay.
But then of course you've got the other guy kind of feeding into it, going, well, if I knew we'd be blamed, I'd have done it myself because I might as well have done.
Yeah, so
And it's feeding into that subculture of where, okay, if you're gonna blame them for doing it, they're just gonna become it because well, what's the point in them trying not to, from their perspective?
Yeah, but then you get in this vicious cycle of no, you try and prove that you're better than something, and that's the
Right.
debate that comes back and forth. But yeah, so obviously this debate, this email, I have no doubt is going to be a prominent thing in coming episodes. This
Yeah.
is just the first we're hearing of it. This also seems to be the first time we move further in the timeline. I think nothing.
It does seem to be further
Yeah.
ahead, doesn't it?
I feel like this whole bringing this celebrity, this fake email, are really going to be the new portion of the season now. That's everything's revolving around.
Yeah, yeah. There was definitely nothing in this that flashed back to events we've already seen.
Yeah, obviously there's the flashbacks at the start that went into some of the history. We had Gus from Saul and Breaking Bad telling us about this diary that was found, this logbook from the first one of the first black students, and the history of the houses and how it became what it is, and the politics behind it and all the rest of it. So, but the pregnancy is the main thing. That's what the episode is really about, and she's conflicted, and Kelsey tries to help her decide, and obviously Kelsey mentions she's gay at one point. Uh, and
Coco's like, "Oh, are you coming out to me?" She's like, "No, you're just such a selfish bitch. You didn't even notice."
Actually, no. The exact thing she says is, "I have been out since Queen Janet's wardrobe malfunction."
Yes, yes.
Even I know about that. I got that reference.
That says a lot, because there's a lot that will go over your head.
When it comes to popular music, modern popular music, a lot will go over my head. But I got that reference.
Yeah.
Was that the same year the power went out, or was that a different year? Okay, you're the wrong person to ask.
Yeah. I don't watch them or follow them.
I don't watch the Super Bowl either. I'm just like, that was the thing that happened.
Yeah, I know it happened. I couldn't tell you what year it was.
I only know something happened at the Super Bowl if there's some reason for it to be a story outside of just there was a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Anyway, so that's the whole thing, and if at one point she's massaging her feet because she knows she's pregnant and she's not told anyone yet. There's a phone call between Coco and her mother where we kind of get a sense that it's kind of that rough thing calling home where her mother's so busy and it feels like she's coming from a different world and she's not really part of that world anymore. But she's not told her mother yet. She's not told anyone yet. And Kelsey's massaging her feet because she's Kelsey's one of these characters who are very superficial, and because they've read about this is what you're supposed to do when someone's pregnant, she's massaging her feet because of it.
Yeah.
And Coco's like, "Hey, it's probably a good time to tell you I'm what was it she said? I'm strictly dickly," I believe is the phrase that she
Yes,
put.
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, don't flatter yourself. You're a lot of stress. I'm just trying to help." And it becomes this debate of well, she doesn't see herself as the sort of girl to just go and get an abortion, but at the same time, she doesn't see herself as the sort of girl to just go and go home and raise a baby and just give up everything she's got. And we know she's very very ambitious. We've seen that in her character
Very
throughout.
driven, yeah.
Yeah, almost to a fault, some might say.
Like again, even in this episode, she is manipulating Troy. Position herself at the top of the group. It's like, I'm the new leader.
Yeah, and even the conflict that brings, where at one point Sam and the other scenes pointing out, "Hey, you're listening to all your white friends here," when this is very clearly a racial decision that we're making. This is based on all of our stuff. So it's clearly something that conflicts with everything else she does in life, as how driven she is. And so she goes to the clinic, and she's with Kelsey, and she signed the papers and whatnot. But then Kelsey's like, you don't have to do this. You can leave if you want. And she's like, you know what? Yeah, screw this. We're going to leave. And she gets up to leave, and it goes down this path here where we see her go and tell Troy, and Troy freaks out. It's a very funny scene with Troy freaking out, and we see that she's going to leave campus. And I thought, this is bizarre.
It just doesn't line up with her character at all, does it?
It doesn't line up. But if you're going to do a big change, then fair enough. But are we actually, because this show revolves entirely around the campus. If someone leaves the campus, we're probably losing them from the show. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Of course, as soon as it went flash forward, I knew what it was doing.
Yeah, as soon as it was 18 years later, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, this is her in the moment imagining what her life might be like if she has the kid. And her daughter's very smart. She's been accepted to the same university. She's all excited about it, and she drops her off, and she's like, "Oh, you be proud, and you could do many great things that I never did." And she looks around, and it's kind of this thing where in the moment she realizes I'm not willing to give up all my ambition for this. For someone who doesn't exist, I'm not willing to do it.
We had the one little future joke there as well, where she's like, "Oh, I forgot my stuff. I'll send it over. You can just beam it me."
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, like I forget we can do that now.
That's right. There's the little future tech joke. So no, that was so it became very clear what it was. I did like some of this stuff anyway, though. Like, I thought it was interesting that in this like imagination of the future, she had this really heartfelt goodbye with Sam, showing that she still clearly likes her a lot and still really cares about her.
Yeah,
Regardless
I like the point of this. Like, even though it's a vision, it's like, it's all just in her mind. The idea of her going through, it's like, oh yeah, look how perfect this is, and then realizing that, well, she can have it to be that perfect for herself. She doesn't have to just want this for someone else.
She's basically realizing that that whole thing where the parents always want their kids to do better than them, but she's realizing, wait, I'm still young enough. I'm at the stage where I can do this for myself. I've not actually failed yet.
It's the point where she's telling the daughter to go off, and it's like, you can be a senator, a president, whatever you want, And she's like, oh, hang on, I can still do all that.
Yeah. So she makes a choice, and it's a very human choice. It's one that makes sense for her character, and it makes a lot of sense. And it ends with her walking back into the clinic, like she's going for the abortion. So
you just get the close up on the face, and it gets closer and closer and closer as she walks down the hall.
Yeah, no, it's a very it's very well handled. Like I say, there's a lot of really good moments, like the moment with the pregnancy test, like the close ups, I thought worked really well. The future stuff was quite nice. I particularly liked Sam's hair all being out when she's walking around in her bathrobe. Because especially knowing that it's like her imagination, I almost like to imagine that she's thinking of Sam looking as bad as she possibly can. Like, this is her when she's just like slouching around in her bathrobe and she's not been for a shower yet. Like,
pretty much.
It's like, no, I'm going to imagine her at her worst.
Mm.
Yeah, so that she can look the best. It was. It's just kind of the light-hearted vanity of Coco, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, that stuff was good, and no, I think this was probably the most separate episode in terms of. Well, that's maybe not true. Maybe Lionel's was just as separate, but I feel like Lionel's interjected with a lot of other characters. This one did have the bit in the middle, certainly, but it was very much that one scene, and then everything else really was just Coco's story about this pregnancy.
Yeah.
And about who she is as a character. But no, I thought this was incredibly focused. It had the funny laughs, it had the poignant moments at the end, and it made sense. It didn't feel cheap that it was doing the imagination thing. It felt like it worked.
I will say my only criticism on the side of the comedy thing is it felt a bit front loaded. Like the opening 5-10 minutes were, okay, here's all your comedy, because now we're going to get into the serious stuff, and kind of slowed down a bit.
Yeah,
it felt a little uneven to me.
I don't know if that's just a necessity with the subject they're handling. Like, how funny can you be once you have her actually having to decide about an abortion?
No, it's true. It's just it's only because I feel like all last season the show was juggling between tones of these really serious issues, but it would snap into just being funny in an instant.
Mm.
Whereas this felt like, no, we'll do all the funny stuff first, and then we'll do the serious stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the funny stuff was still there, more than last episode as well, which
yeah, and then,
we mentioned was a little bit lighter.
And then as much as you can criticize it's uneven in that sense, like the back half, the drama in the back half was really good.
Oh, it was absolutely.
So
yeah,
I mean, there's very little to complain about. I guess if you want it to be perfectly balanced in terms of drama and comedy all throughout, then I guess that's a critique you can have. I don't know if I would though, as much as it typically is. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Going serious, because it's like the end of episode 5 last year, like the last 5 minutes, like once that hit, there was not a single joke for the rest of the episode.
No, I agree. I think it was just a bit more noticeable given that last episode was a bit lighter on the comedy as well.
Okay, yeah.
So this here, where I felt the distinct halves a little bit more so than just usually where it's a lot more evenly paced throughout.
Okay, so we'll see where it goes next episode. So that was chapter 4. A couple of days later than anticipated, due to the schedule being pushed back a little bit. But this has been chapter 4 of season 2 of Dear White People. So let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv. You can do that over there. Some bonuses and stuff. You can see all the other audio feeds we have. Obviously, this is on the Netflix audio feed, but there's also a regular TV one and a bunch of other stuff that you may want to check out. But that is us, so thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys, and we will see you next time.